I don't believe in God. I know God.
I love me some Jesus.
You're doing too much.
That's crazy. That's on the next episode.
It's the moon reading.
I rock with you, YaYa.
It's all love.
They better listen to this advice. We good.
You crazy girl.
This is what this show is about, all right? We
With
keep
the
it real.
and real talk. The God in God talk.
And that's a wrap.
Today is Tuesday, February 1st, the year of our Lord 2022, and you're listening to Real Talk on Godtalk, a podcast for people who skip church for brunch on Sundays. Hey, Truth, what's up?
Hey, YaYa, what's good? Welcome back.
Good? Right. Welcome back. Guess who's back?
Right?
Right. I know longtime listeners of Real Talk on God Talk, y'all gotta be like, where the heck have y'all been at?
Seriously.
Clearly in the danger zone if you hear all this. All the sirens
I
outside.
gotta make sure YaYa good. Like,
Bro, y'all know I moved to DC. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
They
man.
would be so mad at me for that. JK, love the district. Got nothing to do with no sirens. But no, seriously though, it has been a while. It's been like 9 months.
it's been a whole baby.
Yeah, we could have
whole
had one of
baby.
them freaky pandemic babies that come out with their eyes open asking for the breast.
Exactly.
Mother, may I have the breast? No.
Oh, man. But seriously, like, so much has changed, right? During this 9 months. Like, oh, man.
It's been 9 months since we last talked, right?
Right. Our last episode, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it feels like a lot has changed, but not that much. Like, you know, pandemic time, everything goes really fast.
Yeah.
It's been so many headlines, which I know we'll catch up on throughout the episode. But, like, personally, how you doing? What's going on?
Personally, I am doing good, thank God. I'm excited. We're back. Real Talk on God Talk. I think our last episode where we left was a dope episode. Like, it really was. Like, that was like our second live episode that we did, but first on like a Zoom. And so that was really dope. But other than that, I think for the most part, nothing really new, you know, work, life, all that good stuff. When we first started, we were both in seminary. And I think what was that? Maybe like 3 years ago, I think we started the podcast. Yeah. And so I think the question back then was, for me, it was like, okay, how do we take this academic talk outside of the walls of academia? Like, how do we just talk like regular people?
Right.
And it was like, well, let's start a podcast. It was like, okay. And that was dope.
Check. We did that.
We did that.
Right.
And then we graduated. Double check.
Right. We really did that.
Yeah. And then now it's just working. So during the pandemic, I actually started my own ministry. It's 418 Ministry. If y'all are not following me, which I think most of y'all are, because I've seen a lot of familiar faces. I appreciate the love. Yeah, 418 Ministry is really it's good, slowly growing, but I love it. I love that it's slowly growing because it's like just the amount of work I can take right now. You know what I'm saying?
God bless.
You know? And then it's really showed me like a lot of like our online community. It is so needed. As the pandemic has shown us, like outreach for church and just church in general has changed. And I think church has got to move with the time, you know? And so 418 Ministry was kind of like a response to that, you know, to be able to work with people who don't really see church in the traditional way. So that's been really cool. And been able to be a part of a lot of great give backs. So that's been really awesome. And I've had the support of the Real Talk and God Talk community. So that's been really good. And yeah, stopping Real Talk and God Talk wasn't in the plans, but it happened. You know, one of us went out to get milk and that's it.
I think that's YaYa. That's me. I'm the delinquent baby daddy that ran out to the store and never came back.
Oh man, but it's been good. I'm glad we're back. I'm definitely glad we're back. And so tell me, YaYa, what's up with you? What's new? What's going on?
What is new besides ducking and hiding from responsibilities? I don't Like you said, Truth, pandemic stuff, living that pandemic life. Y'all know I'm in the district now. I love it. Professionally, I'm an organizer.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think living life in the political realm, trying to do community work, trying to do it in a way that, settles with my heart,
right?
But I'm also, out here making money in the streets,
right.
That's something we'll definitely get into that later on this season. But generally, I think, like you, True, thinking back to where we started, we started this at seminary in a very academic, white space. I think it's very important to put that out there. Very academic white space. And when we started Real Talk, we were really kind of railing against that, really searching for a place where we can take these radical ideas, for myself specifically, thinking about womanist ideas, Black liberation theology, thinking about queer theology, things that I learned about. And how can we take the language of the academy out into the streets and make it real? And so, we graduate. I'm like, I don't want to do anything to do with ministry. I don't know what I want to do. Go out into the world, and it's like nobody gives a fuck about God. I hate to put it straight up like that.
Yeah, get your seminary ass out of here.
Yeah, but it's get all that huggy, touchy feely, Jesus, be kind, humanistic bullshit elsewhere. And it's so and it's amazing. I work in a pretty conscious, progressive, quote unquote, I don't know what you want to call it, but I work in a space that recognizes the inner life of people for the most part, and it's still like that. So I can only imagine people working in corporate life. But anyway, right. So all this to say, I've been working, been doing yoga with my men. So we've been doing. If y'all are on YouTube, y'all follow her if you want to. I don't care, but she helps me. Yoga with Adrian. Me and my husband have been doing that consistently for more than 30 days now, nice. And that has really been just helping me be more in tune with my body. We don't own a TV, so I don't be watching TV like that. We'll get into that weirdness later also. But I'm okay. I'm all right. I've been a little trampled by work, but it can't hold a Black woman down.
That's right. Damn it.
Right.
That's right. Damn it. So let's say, all right. Is it 3 years since we started Real Talk on Godtalk, right? So we said when we got back, we're going to go back to the basics because we really wanted to have a direction for Real Talk on Godtalk, right? So for today's check-in, let's look back to our why. Why did we even decide to start this podcast? I know we touched on it a little bit, want to take it outside to the streets, but okay, cool. But there was something deeper. So you want to start that off?
Okay, I will start us off. And, it's funny. You would think that Truth and I don't talk about this in advance because I'm like a deer in headlights, like me. You're me.
Just my co-host,
Right. Why? I think I have to just throw out all of the reasons I came with in the first place. I'm going to be real with y'all. I think I started this from a place of ego a little bit. In that I saw myself coming out of seminary with something to give. I felt like I had something within myself to offer the world, whether it's a worldview or a way of connecting with God or, language of the academy, whatever you want to call it. I felt like I had something to give other people. And I know I'm fast forwarding a little bit. That's kind of why I started it.
Yeah.
Or why we started it. But now kind of looking at why I want to keep it going, or what am I trying to get or give now? I think it's a lot less what do I want to give and more of what I want to get. I think I started this thinking I was going to be ministering to others.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3 years, all the commentary, all of the engagement, all of the different topics, all of the things I've learned. I realized this was clearly just a ministry for me,
Yeah.
and that a journey that we are recording. And
Ooh.
as I realize that I am letting go of the beliefs and language of Christianity in a more like formalized way for myself, I'm hoping that this season will be me being a little bit more straight up in my journey of where I am, of my vices, of the things that I'm really, really lost on, and not feeling like I have to lead people. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all are looking to me for that, I might not be the person right now. If I had to lead somebody, I would be scared. But knowing that I just have a community to walk alongside with, I don't feel scared. And so that's kind of where I'm at. Completely went left field, a little off script there, but
I love it. I love it. I think that's the genuine part, right? This is the real talk, right? Where it's like we totally discussed something else, and here we are doing something else, right?
Right.
That's the real talk of it, though. I think that's one of the things that I've always loved about just our relationship and our friendship, our sisterhood, is just that for some reason we can start off in one topic and we end up exactly where we need to be. And I think the podcast is no different. For me, when we decided to start this, it really did feel like a need, because we were tired of kind of seeing the podcast where it was just like too OD on Christianity. You know, it was very like kind of cult like brainwashing type. Right. Exactly. You know, as opposed to, you know, what our people who don't attend church every Sunday, you know, who don't want to attend church every Sunday, you know, but want to have some type of spiritual life, like
ding, 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 ding,
right,
ding.
you know, like what does that look like? And it really came from, I think, a point where that was where we were. You know, we didn't attend church every Sunday, you know, and that's kind of something that I applied, you know, to 418 ministry. You know, my services aren't 2 hours long. Like, well, you got about less than 15 minutes. You're gonna get a benediction, a worship, a word, and you out. like
my siblings, listen, if it's a video more than 15 seconds flat, don't even bring it their way. Exactly. Listen, Gen Z is not playing.
No, and so like I think a perfect thing that you said is like we weren't really looking to lead people, you know, and still like I wasn't looking to lead nobody. I wanted to know if there was more people who thought like me. You know, I wanted to find like people who, I can't be the only one thinking this, you know, like, where are y'all? Like, and I wanted to at least use my voice so that someone could say, like, I was thinking that, I was just too afraid to say it, you know? And I have found that with Real Talk on God Talk, I've had those moments, and I like where people have told me like, man, that's just something I thought of. I never thought you know, somebody would say it out loud. And then I've been in that position too, where like, you know, you'll say something or one of our guests will say something, man, I just thought that was just me thinking it in my head. Is like, it's good to know if somebody else is there. And I wanted to build a community where we can like really make some impactful things happen. Like, we didn't just want just a podcast where we're just talking stuff. And that's one of the reasons why we did our outreach and we did stuff like that, because we didn't want to just be another podcast, you know. We wanted to work within the community, and I think in our own ways we did that. And I think that was definitely part of the goal of starting Real Talk on God Talk. We kind of just wanted to break out, and a podcast at the time seemed like the best way.
Right. Little did we know podcasting would be
I was just like,
the
I got 2
bread
mics.
and water of the world.
Right. So it was cool. And I mean, I will say, you know, not to toot our own horns or nothing, but a lot of the podcasts came out of that seminar. I'm just saying, you know. All right. So we know that. So we got our why. We got our why that we start. So how do you think the ministry of Real Talk on God Talk has impacted your personal spiritual journey?
I think for me, it has been, I mean, like I said, at where I am right now is having a community of people to walk alongside me is something that is new for me. Like even quote unquote growing up in the church.
Yeah.
I think my spirituality has always been a very individual thing. Like it's not something I've ever really like been vulnerable about in the way of like, it's not something like in my head, but this is like, no, this is really what's going on with me right now for real.
Yeah.
And I think having that space has just been a positive impact on my spirituality. And then I think also being able to go back and listen to where I was at any given point of time and the bullshit that came out my mouth, the stuff that's like, girl, you really believe that? Oh, do you really believe that? I think that it has been just kind of like a measuring stick for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but like, you know, where I was on certain issues points is not reflective of anything other than, oh, that girl is reacting at that given point in time.
I hear you. Yeah.
And I think it has helped me to kind of sort out what my true beliefs are, what I find interesting in terms of theory, and what I'm really going to live out in the world. It's helped me kind of put those different things together.
Yeah, I like that. I think the measuring stick of listening to our old episodes now, where we are now, and how far like along like the experiences that we've had just in this short amount of time, how that may have changed our outlook on stuff, like how reacting to certain things, you know, how I felt in my body for certain things, you know, and it's so funny because like I'll think about it now and like I hear. And you can hear in my voice, like I feel, or at least I feel like I hear in my voice the restraint in some things of wanting to just like spaz out or like just want to really say what I'm thinking. And then also wearing that the responsibility of being, you know, a pastor, you know, and understanding how my behavior can affect someone, you know, and I think I've had to hold those two in some type of balance, you know, and I think I have come to the understanding that when someone is in a place of like being vulnerable, I do watch my behavior more, you know, because I don't want to be that one that's going to push someone over to the edge, you know, or to a place where they're not going to be happy in. But it also made me realize that as a pastor, you do need your close circle that you can really just be, you know, that they can understand you with all of your not nice words, all of your like
you had not nice words,
you know,
you've been holding out on us.
all of like
I'm
your
that messy.
Nah, but it's true, like all of like your unfinished thoughts, you know, because there is such a pressure in like people in any type of like ministry to have like all the right things to say. And I'm so accustomed to be like, yo, I don't know. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with not knowing. And I wanted to also have other people be okay with not knowing. And I can't tell you how many discussions I've been in my DMs because of stuff that I say. But it's good. It's good for me because I've gotten to see how people take things, and I've tried to put myself in a position to understand. And I think that I'm the type of person where like I don't feel I need to understand. like I'm just gonna feel how I'm gonna feel, and like just move on, you know. But it's been nice to have like a platform like Real Talk and Godtalk where we talk about so many different things where we can put ourselves in somebody else's shoes to kind of understand. We could see different perspectives. We could read about different perspectives. And I think that just makes us better overall as like a person and then as a community. So I think being that raw with Real Talk and Godtalk has definitely helped, I think, in every aspect of my life. And it's really cool to when I pass on the podcast to, you know, freshmen in like college, and they're just hearing us and they're like, I never heard people speak like this. who said that people are God? Like, you know, and it's like, I love that reaction because I think that just makes us just so much more human and so much more reflection of God, you know? And I'm like, if we can get to that understanding, like like, I think that's just so dope if we can all get there.
I agree. I love that metaphor for God. Like, I know I'm like jumping a little bit, but the idea that God is a God of variety, of like so many different types, so many different expressions, so many different ways. Every time we try to shut down someone expressing their individual expression of that is really just a slap in the face of God. Like, for real. Like,
because God created that. God created that humor, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, sometimes like you do something funny, you're like, oh, I'm wrong for that, you know?
Right.
But then I'm like, but God, you knew this when you made me, so it's on you.
Right. You know I'm stupid like that.
You know, and it's all good, you know. So I think having those, being able, like, we really do, we really are vulnerable with our audience, you know. How much vulnerability, I think we both decide that. But I think to a certain extent, we are both very vulnerable. You know, we've gone on some really tough topics. And I think it takes a lot to do that with complete strangers. Like, it's just you and me right now, but this goes out, you know, like, this goes out to the world, you know? And so I think it's been really cool to just be able to have those real conversations of like, yo, I don't understand. Or like, this is something I have a hard time with. And I think if we can have more of those honest conversations, then we can actually have more healthy human beings out in the world.
That's a fact. So let's jump into what listeners can expect for this week.
Yep.
We're back, and I'm kind of amped / kind of nervous for the first episode of our new season, but y'all know what time it is.
Here's a rundown of what you can expect on this episode.
So, it's been a while since we blessed the mic, and we've got some major catching up to do.
Yep. So the last time we had some real talk on God Talk was back in April of 2021, which is like a forever ago in a pandemic time. So this week, we're taking a look at what's been happening on Earth since our last episode. Our super real talk question of the week: does any of it even matter?
And then for the moon reading, I'll be talking about all things Lunar New Year and Chinese Zodiac 2022. It's the year of the tiger. Growl. Oh my goodness. Truth.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. It has been 9 months. We got a pandemic baby.
Yes.
9 months since we last talked.
Wow.
Time is going by freaky fast.
Yeah.
Like, things are happening. The news keeps going. But our question for this week is, does any of it even matter? Like, we're getting all like existential and waxing philosophical, but like, for real.
I mean, we can pick up where we left off last thing. I mean, if you remember. In case you don't, let me remind you real quick. So the last thing that we actually talked about was when Lil Nas X was putting, dressing up like a devil, putting on like those bars of blood or human blood in his shoes.
That was such a big deal at the time.
It really was. And like, you know what though? It actually stayed a big deal for quite a few months. Lil Nas X was definitely the talk of the town for quite a few months. So
yeah, I mean, okay, so thinking back to that episode, like that we had done like a little like bonus episode after, right?
Yeah, that was ladies' night.
Oh yes, your girl completely reacted. Like, Lil Nas X is a master troll, and your girl was completely 100% trolled. I kind of like looking back on it. I really feel like it was kind of like, not to sound all like conspiracy theory-ish, but like I feel like it was a test from big media, right?
Oh yeah.
To say, like, can we still get a reaction? Like, can we pull people's strings, show like some imagery of like a black man as the devil, put some blood in the sneaker, and voila, immediately like, get, I don't know if he had like albums sold or whatever the case may be, but I know like clicks on ads or something.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know that video must have gotten so many views, and I agree with you, man. I mean, like I reacted too. I remember looking at that, and I was like, man, come on, Like the LGBT community ain't got enough going on. Like, come on, don't do this. Stop it. It's just like, come on, man. Like, why could but I mean, I'm sure he definitely got a lot of I think he definitely did get a lot of albums from downloads, money, whatever from it. And I think some awards were won, but I'm not sure.
Seriously?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's also like Hollywood, so I'm like not surprised if it was.
I mean, I feel like clickbait. What was this? Right. April 2021. Yeah, so much has happened between then and now. Yeah. But I think probably the number one lesson from that, at least for me, is that like biblical imagery, words like damnation, heaven, hell, still matters. Sell records, get people talking, get the outrage going.
Yeah. And I actually wonder if all the people who were like, in their feelings about Lil Nas X were equally disturbed and appalled by the shenanigans of Pastor Michael Todd, who leads the Transformation Church in Tulsa. Have you seen a video?
So I'm not gonna lie, I could not bring myself to watch the video. Good. I heard about what happened, but I saw
it on my timeline by mistake because I would have never looked it up.
You want to tell the people what happened?
So, boy was basically giving a sermon, and during the sermon, he basically spits on his hand and then rubs it all over his brother's eyes. His brother.
In this big here COVID-19 pandemic, you rubbing your spit in somebody's eyes on a stage in likeness of Jesus H. Christ?
No.
Ooh, child. No.
I was like,
help the Christians.
Seriously, I'm like, this is why. This is why. You wonder why people don't go to church? This is why. Shenanigans like this. Because social media, they blew it up, boy. They blew that video up. I really landed on it by mistake, but no lie. As I'm going through my timeline, that same video must have been on my timeline in about 5 different accounts. And I was like, this is wild.
I'm just like, this is disgusting.
It's super disgusting. And it's just wild too, because it's like after that video came out, it was like a little bit of outrage and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, we're not more mad about this? Like...
It's just funny, like the whole Lil Nas X thing goes on for months. Like they drag it for months. A little bit of blood, a little bit of whatever.
Yeah.
This guy is in the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic, spits in his hand, rubs it in his bro's eye, has some biblical lesson to teach there. And I just feel like
none.
What this tells us about just our concerns, like as like Christians in America, I'm gonna put like a big blanket over it. What the concern is with like, what is it called? Eschatology? Am I pronouncing that right? Eschatology. That's like in theology, the idea of like being overly concerned with like heaven, what happens when you die, what happens in the future. We're so concerned with Lil Nas X dressing up like a devil that we will give months of attention to that. And this guy literally spits in his hand, like somebody reporting to the CDC. Like,
for real,
it's gonna work.
I'm gonna leave the CDC on that stage.
It's like a couple of retweets and that's it.
Yeah, and it's just, to me, it just showed like, people really worried about bodies, just bodies. Yeah, right? Like if you're in a certain body, you just get little jokey jokes here and there, and that's it. You in a whole different type of body. Ooh, boy. They'll condemn you to hell. But I digress.
Right. But okay, so that was like April where we left off. Lil Nas X, you still got the peoples talking about you. So if you ever want to come on our show, we love you.
Yeah.
I was talking some shit about you a couple of months ago, but I'll tell you on the show too.
You cray. Exactly. It's all love. It's all love.
But okay, so that was April. What happened in May? Not much. Vaccines available for all. Yay, I guess. I don't know where you stand on that.
Yeah, I mean, I got vaccinated.
Girl, my job was not playing.
That's what I'm saying. There was like, I was like, hey, for me, it was like my parents are no longer young. You know what I'm saying? So if I got to do it just to keep them safe, then I will. I was like, we've been vaccinated all our lives. I'm like, whatever. I was just like, I'm going to take this little vaccination and keep it moving. I will say, I didn't have any reaction to the first one. The second one and the booster took my arm out of commission.
Took you out?
Out of commission. I was so like, I could not lift my arm. And I just thought people were exaggerating when they were saying that. But I was like my armpit hurt. Like it hurt to put deodorant. Like I was like, this is wild.
Is that the excuse they're using now? Oh, it hurt to put deodorant on.
Exactly. I was like, I was like, what is this? But no, I definitely did. And also jobs and stuff. And I'm still working as a audio engineer. And so places they wanted it. And we got bills.
Yo. For me, it basically started off with my job, like putting pressure on. But then I think as the death toll started to rise, as the death toll started to rise and as new like variants and stuff came out, I'm just like, y'all bullshit. And I'm not no doctor. I barely passed 9th grade biology.
Right.
I'm like, I don't fucking know, honestly.
Right.
And so you got to know what your limitations are. And like, I think the way they did it was like a little beastie, like a little disempowering. Like, you better get vaccinated now.
Yeah.
But honestly, there's a lot of ways in which I'm disempowered by my government. This ain't the first and this ain't the last.
Right.
This ain't the hill I'm going to die on personally.
Yeah. And it was, well, you were in DC when the pandemic hit, right?
But then I ran to my mommy's house.
Well, so I was in New York still, and honestly, I feel like I never realized how big and how close everybody is in this city because of how fast this, COVID-19 spread. It just really felt like the city was shut down in 2 weeks because everybody had it, and hospitals were all packed and everything. And then, started seeing the videos of all the people that passed and everything, and it was like, whoa, it was hard, man. It definitely was hard. I feel like I don't know, man. There's so many like traumatic things, and I think like most people, we didn't see our families. I didn't see my family for a little over a year, and that's not normal for me because I always see them. So that was hard. And and I think for me, because I wanted to make sure I kept my parents safe. When the vaccine came, I waited a few months, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I want to make sure I keep them safe. But I also made sure like I wasn't going anywhere, just like everybody else, I guess. Try to stay as safe as possible and do all the things. So, but it's wild to think about. Like, I'm in my 30s and I lived through a pandemic.
Living through a pandemic.
Yeah,
I feel like something that I've just like, not to go down the pandemic rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We could talk about this forever.
Ooh,
but something that I've really learned is like pandemic fatigue is real. Like, you talk about being as safe as you can. And I think about like the pendulum. I have swung back and forth from being like, I'm keeping on my N95 the entire time. I'm not going anywhere. Get thee behind me, Satan. To like, oh, I'm at the party. I feel okay. I'm vaccinated. I'm fine. Like, I've done all ends of the spectrum. And I think that it really has funny parallels for me with like, I feel like what it feels like to try to be like a moral person or to like keep a cap on your sin as you walk through worlds. It's like, every day that you're getting closer to death. Every day that there is a chance you could die tomorrow, whatever. And so you try to live quote unquote good life and you try to do all the things to like keep yourself good. But after you start to lose sight of the fact that you will likely die at some point and this will be done, game over. And I feel the same way with the pandemic. It's like when somebody I know close to me catches COVID or, it's like a big news cycle, it's like, I am the safest person on earth. But then a couple of days later, a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, it's just so easy to lose track.
Absolutely. And it's just, because it's just like we've been going through kind of the same routine for 2 years. So super easy to lose track.
But okay, so that's
Moving
May. That's May. Vaccines for everybody. June. Biggest thing on my
Hey.
agenda is Juneteenth became an officially recognized U.S. holiday.
Yeah.
Holla at that, kind of. I mean, you know the deal.
Yeah. August, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, he resigned as governor of New York.
Okay, let's see. August, the U.S. withdrew from 20 years in Afghanistan. 20 years
Wow.
of our young adult lives at war.
Yeah.
For what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Completely
Many
botched
young
the exit
adult
too.
lives. Yeah. Seriously. Jeez. And then we got September, October, November, December. They just gonna run in together.
Holiday season. What's some headlines from those times?
Oh, that was the
Astroworld
Astroworld
concert.
Ooh, man.
R.I.P. to
Tragedy.
all the people lost there. That was wild.
Yeah.
I just think the way we talk about loss of life in the media, interesting.
Very, very.
Let's see. There's what's her name? Ghislaine.
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell child.
Yeah. Mind you, how they've kept this trial so hush hush when this is one of the biggest trials that needed to take place. Okay.
They don't care about the kids.
No,
man.
They really don't. And it goes to show you a lot of them were white kids that they got too.
Yeah, listen,
So,
this is fast forwarding some time. I don't know if it was in December or January when Bell Hooks passed, RIP, but she really was one of the first people I ever read who really talked about child exploitation and just how pervasive it is and how much we really don't give a fuck about kids in the United States.
Absolutely.
Excuse my language, y'all. But it's really, if you just think about our policies, the exploitation of kids in the media, just from top to bottom, we do not value nor care about kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like this trial is just another example. But you know who loves kids? Jesus. You love Jesus, you start loving the kids.
Exactly. Get your mind right. Damn it. And this month too, surgeons at the University of Maryland Medical Center, they transplanted a heart from a genetically modified pig into a living human patient.
That's intense.
That's a whole headline. I didn't know what to say after that. I was just like, okay.
Right. So we've got a pig person living now. I'm going to ask you a quick flash question. This person has consciousness. They have the heart of a pig. Yeah. Are they a person or are they not a person? It doesn't matter.
Wow. I mean, that's actually a pretty deep question. Still a person, right? Okay. But they got the heart of a pig now. But it's also a genetically modified pig. So what does that even mean? He got a robot heart? What does this even mean? What does a genetically modified pig even mean?
This is getting deep. Let's table this.
Exactly.
For the future.
Let's table this for the metaverse.
Okay, the metaverse. That's another thing coming. Okay, and so that's January. We're up to date. We've got everything between April and today. A genetically modified pig heart man lives. He lives. He is risen.
Yes.
And we're
the
caught
holiday.
Up.
Yeah, we are. That's it. January, bridge collapse in Pittsburgh.
All right,
that random for me to say it like that.
Bruh. Sensitivity training for truth, baby.
Oh man. I forgot to read the script within me and not without
Right. Okay.
But
so
that bridge I heard, it came down because of the snow that was in there. So basically the structure of that bridge, it wasn't like a huge bridge. It's one of those kind of connects one side of a town to another, I believe. And so still people were injured, but they said it was the weight of the snow and the infrastructure of that bridge is what kind of made it collapse.
Which is ironic because wasn't Biden visiting to talk about the infrastructure bill or something?
Exactly. So
listen to the science,
So That's January. We'll see what February got for us.
Black History Month.
Oh, that's
coming.
Right. That's it.
The Lunar New Year. It's coming.
Yes.
And so why don't we just go right into the moon reading then?
Do it.
Today's February 1st, and you're listening to the moon reading. Today marks the worldwide celebration of the Lunar New Year, a holiday celebrated by over 1 billion people worldwide. The Lunar New Year, or the Spring Festival, is celebrated in China and much of Asia, including Korea, Vietnam, and Singapore, as well as among people of the global Asian diaspora. Celebrations for the Lunar New Year are determined by the phases of the moon. The moon rules this. Technically, the holiday begins during the second new moon after the winter solstice, and as a result, it falls on different dates each year. This year, New Year's Eve was on January 31st, and the Lunar New Year will begin on February 1st. The entire festival of the Lunar New Year will be culminated with the Lantern Festival, which is held each year on February 15th. This year of the Chinese zodiac, we'll be celebrating the year of the tiger. Grrr. Tigers are known for their fiery passion and fearlessness. They are universally respected and revered for their courage. Tigers are generally known to switch it up. They can go from being fiery and fearless to being calm and emotionless in an instant. So ask yourself, peeps, how are you going to bring some of that infamously playful and fierce tiger energy into your daily life?
Ooh, yeah. You know, I missed that moon readings, girl. I really did. Oh, man. Well, this was nice.
This was nice.
This was nice.
Get us a little, get the palate wet, as the people say.
Yes. Exactly. We definitely got some great stuff coming for y'all this season. We're working a little different than we used to, as far as how many episodes we are putting out in a month. I think we decided, right?
Yeah.
One a month.
The problem is that y'all listeners can't necessarily see me with my mouth just open, like, yeah, how many? Yes, we've narrowed it down to one per month.
Yeah, and so that'll give us time for self-care, give us time to handle our business, pay our bills, and also give us time to make sure that we get our audience some quality stuff to listen to. So y'all enjoy this episode for February, because this is all you get.
Yep, this is it.
But catch us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Real Talk on Godtalk. Follow YaYa, follow Truth. You know what the deal is. And we will catch you on the next one.
Peace. Love ya.
I don't believe in God. I know God.
I love me some Jesus.
You're doing too much.
That's crazy. That's on the next episode.
It's the moon reading.
I rock with you, YaYa.
It's all love.
They better listen to this advice. We good.
You crazy girl.
This is what this show is about, all right? We
Put
keep
the
it real.
real and real talk, the God in God talk.
And that's a wrap.